After that, what do you think would the next step you need to do?
Go to the place measure.
Right here, right. So not necessarily the beginning of the section, but rather the beginning of the measure. And if you can play this really well, no mistakes, then you can go back to the beginning of the section. So, and instead you were playing from here to here, right? Right? When you were working on it.
Yeah, I do play from the beginning a lot, but like now.
Oh, okay, here we go. Let's start from here. Let's see if you can play this with no mistakes. Are you sure? Here, and are you still sure? Okay, go ahead. It's always much harder to be fixing stuff. So, okay. Okay, how about left hand? Here we go. Also now, see that we should be spending time more focusing on technique rather than notes fingering. Because when I see this, that's not the way to play with. You have to play with compact hand, right? Yeah. U shape. Change to 5 because it's much more, yes. Oh, definitely not connecting this to this. U shapes everywhere. Okay, next. Is it so? Does it sound right? Are these neighbors or they're apart? Do we connect this easily to this too? We don't need to hold on to this note. It's just as short as this one. We release right, da-da, right? So it's of course not staccato, but we don't play right, da, da, release. It's 30-second note, yeah. Hand is open. Release. Which hand is the melody here? What do you think? I'm not sure we've talked about it or not, but
right.
It actually says so, yeah.
Right.
Practice. I mean, practice the right way. Yep. I wonder, how did you end up making so many mistakes? So I'm just trying to figure it out because this is not typical, right? So I'm trying to figure out how are you practicing so this won't be happening in the future, right? So what do you think maybe, I think that with the 70 you were playing too fast.
I feel like usually when we have shorter time in between.
Between lessons, right?
Yeah, between lessons I work more efficiently. So for this week.
Also, we didn't play that last time when we had lessons. So the last time we played it was the 12th, so which was a really long time ago.
And it was 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's right. So what I'm saying, it was a long time. Right, but the thing is, especially when we don't have lessons, when we have break, right? Then there are certain things and decisions you have to be making when you practice on your own. Because of course, it's much easier when we have lesson. I can point it out to things, but So what do you think that you were doing incorrectly as you were practicing? So for 17, I think it was because you were playing too fast, right? What else? Let me ask you this. When you play an incorrect note, like today when I was pointing out, can you tell that, oh, it doesn't sound right?
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Sometimes no.
Yeah, sometimes it's obvious, sometimes it's not. And this is how it is. Mm, when you would hear that something just doesn't sound right, would you usually take care of that or you just kept on going?
If it sounds like really strange,
Mhm.
like I know this is not correct, yeah, I do go.
Really strange. Okay, so maybe pay attention if it's just a little bit strange.
Yeah, because sometimes pieces just have little strange parts.
Exactly, right. I know that.
So
Right, so,
I
and
don't know.
unfortunately, fixing stuff is much harder. So this is not going to be that easy this week, okay? So play slower, smaller parts, always easier to fix. Impossible to fix if you're going to play the whole thing beginning to the end. Practice with looking more than by memory. So those are things that, and even sometimes kind of take them apart, right hand, left hand. So we're kind of taking few steps back on this exercise. And then we can actually approach technique because today we didn't even work much on technique because it's just too many mistakes. Things like rests, you need to look and check. Okay. All right. So let me hear Happy Farmer. Maybe if we can fix that, at least you'll have fewer pieces to play next time. Okay. So small steps. Because the hardest thing in music, actually not the notes or rests or fingering, is the detail. We always, the other reason could be happening. I'm not sure if that actually applies to you, but that happens to many musicians, kids as well. Is that when you practice, you're not always alerted. You're kind of playing, and your mind starts wandering, and then you play mechanically. I don't know if it happens to you. I know that.
It does happen.
Okay, it's so if it happens that stop and kind of go back and then really keep asking yourself, okay, because that happened to me many times. I would be playing, then I realized, wait, I wasn't even listening. Like I was not alerted all the time. So I would go back, analyzing everything and not allowing myself to do that because this is we have to be really keeping our mind sharp as we're playing. Okay. All right. So small sections. That's the best thing you can do.
Oh yeah, and another thing, I feel like that might be what causes me to be good a couple weeks ago, and then after a couple weeks, like longer periods of time, my technique changes. It's because sometimes after a long time, my technique just like shifts around somehow.
It could be, and I see that right now a lot, especially with my younger students, that after like 2 3 weeks of break, they kind of forget a little bit what it should feel like. So that was okay. It's not what I'm talking about right now. It's mostly the mistakes like notes, fingering, rests, letting go, not letting go, holding, not holding, whatever will happen each, right? So your goal will be really kind of revisit every part, and it's okay that to take more time in each section individually. Okay. All right. As long as you fix it. Okay. So let me hear this. Right away, something sticks. Is this chord longer than this one?
No.
No. So because did you hear what you did? Thump thump. It's thump thump. Because if he would want you to make this longer, he would put quarter note instead of eighth note. Which Schumann did. Okay. You're doing that everywhere. Okay, what's the easiest way to fix it? Because now you're really focusing not on melody but on accompaniment. Okay,
slower.
Slower, right? So we're definitely not finishing today. And think of this as almost like staccato. Short, short. Okay. Left hand is smooth and big. Right hand is short. Good. Shoulders down. before I let you go. Can you play right hand starting tone? Just right hand by itself. You go slow. Any chance you can connect those upper notes? Alright. Difficult? Go
little,
ahead.
not much.
We can connect this. This F to A could be connected.
Really?
Yeah, try it. Sometimes experiment. No, you don't have to do that way. Again, or at least to create illusion, but not letting go. Okay, so revisit a couple of parts. Right here, also trying to connect. We can connect bottom right. So pay attention to it. Okay. We'll see. Maybe we can finish this next week. And then it's very interesting that here you made short, and here short, long. Short. You noticed that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So which doesn't make it easier. It actually makes it harder. So you have to know exactly where we hold this note longer and where we don't. So yeah, but that's the thing. He wanted variety, right? So Schumann was very particular. This is short, right? And here, short to long, short to long. And even practice maybe right hand to remind yourself. So this is 2 measures of short. And again, he does this. Right? And here is short, and again. Right? So you have to be aware of that. But you need to know that because we can't just rely on our instinct. Our instinct is not going to tell us. You have to know it. Okay. So I'm not writing down about the pieces. It's just going to be the same thing, right? So yeah, right. Okay. So little by little, try to fix that, and then we'll see. Okay. All right. Okay. Right. Okay. So yeah, fixing is not easy. Okay. And then you also, so you have Musette was separate hands and then both hands together.
Musette was separate.
Andante both hands together.
I feel like for me, my Musette it's coming along pretty good. I just gotta find a way to make my right hand and left hand, since doing 2 different things. I just need to find a way to make them cooperate better because sometimes I get a little wonky.
Okay. We'll see that next time, right? So, when you practice, always tell yourself, like, set a goal. Okay? Especially when you'll be fixing stuff, because it's not, okay? Yeah, I'll usually tell my students, don't put yourself through this, because it's so difficult to be fixing, and it takes